Okay, so another thing is that in the time of Noah, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but in the time of Noah, the fallen angels were breaking God's law and having sex with the earth women, and they produced these hybrids, and they were giants. Some of them were giants, but some of them were. And they started taking over the earth. They had technology that was way beyond our comprehension. And then at the same time, in the same era, in the pyramids, there's stories of visitors from the stars coming down to Earth, crossbreeding with the humans, doing child sacrifice to them, and they had all this technology that they weren't sharing with us. And then God sent a flood in the Bible and washed them all away. And then there's recordings of a flood and them being killed because they were evil. Because they started eating man, started killing man, and started just completely trying to rewrite God's creation, trying to change everything by genetics. It's like I make a painting and you come along and try to start painting on my painting. It's like, hey, that's my painting. You know. Now they're back because see, mankind created the airplane. Mankind created the car. So that's proof that they weren't here yet. They were wiped out. There could have been a few, but I doubt it. Then Crawley, if you do your research, Crawley started opening up the portals by doing satanic rituals. That's why you'll see him on the Beatles album. You'll see him all kinds of pop stars thank Crawley. Why would you thank Crawley, a man that had sex with little kids and was eating little kids? Why? Think about it. What possible reason would they give thanks to Crawley? If you think about it, it's because they thank him for opening the portals, letting the great aliens come back through and starting it all over again. Most of the pop star singers and most of the actors from, I would say, from 60s on up, well, it was Crawley in the 30s, right? So around the 60s on up, that gave them 30 years to start producing their children. Suddenly in the 60s and 70s, you see the symbols popping up, and then you see the pop star singers giving thanks to Crawley, and suddenly all this music comes that we never heard, Prince, Madonna, and it has all these 666s, pentagrams, all this stuff that dates back to the same time as pyramids and the fallen angels and the greys. The gray aliens, you can find them in pyramids and caves, and it all connects. Even Hollywood, Hollywood means to put somebody in a spell. Hollywood is from the holly tree, and it's like abracadabra. That's what the magic wand is made from. All that stuff was real to a certain point. They burned witches at the stake. I bet those were hybrids, and then they started burning real people because they took it too far. But anyways, why haven't we, now that it's almost over now because the Antichrist is coming, but how come we, the people, never pitched in money and just made our own Hollywood? I never got that. What kind of power stops us from excelling? There's way more of us. It's like we're in the school and this big bully's walking around beating everybody up. Why don't us 100 kids just jump on top of that big bully and beat the shit out of him? I never get it. I never got it. If we all just pitched in money, we could have created a new Hollywood, start all over from scratch. Think of Hollywood in 1920. It was raw. Those were humans back then, by the way. And they would come in and everybody would get in. It was easy. You got paid good money if you became a star. What happened is they started taking things over at the Roswell crash. That's when they started coming to the portals. And they killed the generals. They cloned them. They took over America first, at the top of the government, because America is a superpower. They started taking this, then our president would go meet with leaders around the world, to talk about politics, and then they would take them over, clone them, kill them, clone them, all that stuff. And then eventually all the leaders and dictators were replaced with clones. And that was a slow process, but now they got the entire world. Everything you see is a Broadway play. North Korea, it's all Broadway play. All Broadway play. They're going to usher in their system by doing this giant theatrical play for us. How come we never pitched in money and made our own Hollywood? Think about it. There's so many people that want to be famous. Look at it. Everybody wants to be a singer. Everybody wants to be a movie star. All we had to do was pitch in a couple of dollars each. We could have started slowly with a few big movies, have our own channel, our own system, and then ignored the Hollywood, ignored everybody else, ignored them, and have our own system. And then rise up, and then have the people have wholesome movies. You can have some action, but you don't want to be too dirty. You don't want to go across the line too much. You You have to have a couple of, interesting stuff for adults, but I understand that, some suspense. Yeah, I went to writing class for a few months, and my teacher said, first rule of writing is you want conflict. Second rule, conflict. Third rule, conflict. So why didn't we all just pitch in and make our own Hollywood? Now I'm giving out my secrets. I mean, that was one of the secrets I had was, but it's just now that the world's just about over because of Antichrist. I never got that. If we would have organized better and quit thinking me, that me thing really gets in the way, doesn't it? We could have had our own Hollywood. We could have done auditions. That just let people come in so everyone can have a chance. Make it a happy place. Everybody's making money. Everyone's making movies. There's plenty of space, plenty of things. Like the world's overcrowded, right? It's overcrowded, right? And then when you're in an airplane, you look down. There's all this open land. Open land as far as the eye can see. No. The people that run Hollywood for the last 40, 50 years are hybrids. Most of the actors you see are hybrids. They're doing a big old giant play on you guys. I'm aware of it, so they can't really trick me. You don't have to believe me, but you'll find out soon enough. Everyone you see, the politicians, everyone at the top. Hybrids. It's probably easier to name the people that aren't hybrids than the ones that are. I don't think there's anyone left. I think Michael Landon was human. It was a transfer over around the 60s and 70s and 80s, and then by the 80s and 90s, they had full control over Hollywood. And what they're doing is they're taking all the big stuff, all the major hospitals, all the big police stations, all the big movie production stuff, Universal Pictures, Paramount Pictures, all the big labels with the music industry. It's just an act. The black magic stuff is working, How come we never thought, let's just all pitch in, make a website, get a brand new Hollywood going, and cut them out? If we just put all our money into ourselves and quit buying their movies, we could all become millionaires. There's enough room for the first year to just let everybody in as a rule. Whoever comes in is welcome, and everyone would, and just have a few people organize it, a few movie directors. I'm talking about brand new people, not the people from Hollywood. And then just organize it and just start making everyone into stars and making everybody rich. And try and spread also good messages. You know how they put their Illuminati symbols and all their hate and stuff in there? We do the opposite. We do what they're doing, but we put good stuff in there, We put secret messages of love, hearts, tears. Just completely switch it around. God, just put beautiful things in there. You're going to find out soon enough that the world's being led by hybrids. We've been invaded by gray aliens that are really the fallen angels. They've taken over all the countries. It's all an act. Iran, Iraq, all of it. North Korea, America. But the sad news for you guys out there is even though America is the safest place to be, the sad news for you guys is that that's why all the hybrids are here, because it's the safest place to be. You have a high concentration of hybrids in America, reptilian hybrids, and they don't feel. Oh, let me change that. They do feel. They hate. And they hate humans. They think they're the chosen race and they're going to kill us off the earth and take over the planet Earth. That's their plan. There's a movie. Remember that movie about clones with the glass breaks, the mirror breaks? You ever seen it where the mirror breaks and then there's always a dark clone shows up of that person? That movie is very close to what's going on. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, They Live, that movie. And you can kind of get a picture of what's going on. Be the Final Countdown. So they're thinking of just taking us off and taking over the world. And the devil's helping them because the devil's very, very, very powerful. The good news is that the devil's contracts is about over because he's violated the rules by splicing genetics. God doesn't really intervene on a global scale until the devil starts doing the genetic thing. Last time God flooded the earth, it represented baptism. When you get submerged underneath the water. This time he's going to burn it with fire. I say fire, but it's hotter than fire. As a cleansing, like cleansing the dirt. Like when you boil a syringe in water or a spoon, or you boil water to drink. Whatever, a cleansing. So before it was like a baptism. You flooded the entire earth to represent the future of the Christian faith, which will be baptism from that moment on. And then Now that we're ending, he's going to do an entire burning for the cleansing, which is the final phase, where just about everyone's going to fall away, the Bible says. I hope that's not true. I just wonder why we never got a Hollywood going. I never got that. It's so easy to do. People in San Diego organize, San Francisco. We all work together. Let everyone come in the first year or two. Then after that, let 80% come in. Beat in